Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Pisces for April 2022. Keep in mind it's a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, go about your day, and know that no matter what messages come through, it's still up to you and your active free will, the choices you make and the steps you take to whatever fulfillment you'd like to see. And my friends, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, because it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet, so use that power wisely. For all my subscribers, I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If this resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join me in my kitchen more often. I'd love to have you along the ride. As well as, before I get into these cards, I'm just going to take a moment to call on Spirit and ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of angels, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, any of you that would ask for it, as well as to use me as the clearest channel possible, delivering messages for the most far-reaching, but only for the highest good of all of us. Only highest good messages here today. So, as well as I'm asking for peace and love and joy to be spread to the world at this time, because it's something that we could all use a little bit more of. So I'm going to ask first off a little bit of guidance, spiritual advice from the Messages of Life Oracle for Pisces. And you have the inner sense at the bottom, as well as they want me to show you this giant chunk of rose quartz, because self-love is one of the first things. This huge stack fell out at me, but self-love is right on top, because this is going to be key, as well as focusing on your inner self. And they're showing me under that, I appreciating life as it is and all of the challenges and triumphs that you've had and that you've faced, because they have contributed to this beautiful world and this beautiful life. And what kind of life would it be? How would we know how beautiful and glorious experiences are if we haven't experienced things that may not be as wonderful as this? So what I heard is we're always trying to add to our experience bank and our experience repertoire. So the inner sense says, today I silence the noise of my mind. I stop listening to my ego and the influence of others. I become aware of what comes from my heart. I listen to my inner voice. I stop doubting myself, and I develop confidence in my inner sense. My inner truth is the divine truth. And they're showing me the calla lilies here. I think that's what they're called. If they're not, you know, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. But these also remind me of kind of like the birth canal. Kind of like vaginal opening here. So self-love as well says, I love myself and accept myself as I am for who I am. It is not my ego that I love, rather it is what is divine in me, the purity of my being. I take the time to care for myself, and to enjoy in doing so, I stop searching for the external things that create only an illusion of filling my emptiness. We have beyond that says, I rise above the worldly illusions of fear. I've always had the choice to live each step of how I live each step of my life. I therefore choose to live each situation in the light, turning my thoughts towards God. By living beyond the illusions of the material world, I enter simplicity and peace. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light. Together we join forces. What can we do? The light is within me. The light is around me. The light protects me. Regardless of the negativity I may encounter, I remain joyful and shine bright, or shine forth in all my splendor. With my light, I illuminate those around me. I am worthy of the divine within me. And this is really important as well, focusing on self-love, especially if you're around people who kind of don't love themselves, and there could be a lot of outward projection towards that as well. And this goes again down to this illusions of fear, but this is also illusions and self-doubt, knowing we need to move past the material. And what I'm hearing is, like, you just need the basics. So the bottom here is I grow. It says, I grow through the recognition of the divine within me. I respect my needs, observe what happens within, and do my best to maintain a positive attitude at all times. I have faith in my inner strength and capabilities. I grow every day. What is important to me is not what others think, but what God thinks of me, and what that divine spark within you feels within you. I think it's important here, that divine spark thing, that was me. But I think it's important here to know as well that, and then I lost it. It's funny. It'll come back if it's supposed to. So hope here, the last card. Oh no, there's another one, because you have remain in the light. And this is essentially the same thing. No matter what's happening, we're remaining in the light. No matter what happens, I remain in the light without becoming discouraged or angry. I observe, I take time to think calmly and wisely, and I go forward with complete confidence, knowing that I will succeed through constantly nurturing my soul. I become a strong and solid being of light. You are the light. Taking care of yourself, it's like keeping the light. Have you guys ever seen Stardust? When the star falls from the sky and she's got to be at her brightest and her shiniest for the witches to eat her? Self-love, man, and being loved and taken care of, right? I cease to doubt my true nature. I no longer turn my thoughts towards the dark or negative parts inside the world, inside me, the world of fear. I welcome life and hold on to the faith in God and God's love. I enter into the great school of life, steady in the face of all situations, because regardless of the darkness and fear, I know the light will return. There will always be infinite possibilities ahead of me. There's always infinite possibilities, and if we're feeling stuck right now, this is to really get down to this inner sense. They're telling me pillar of light as well. It may be helpful for you to kind of cleanse out your energy field. You may want to call in just white light. Take a couple deep breaths in. Breathe in love, breathe in light, breathe in this white universal energy. Get out in the sun and ask it even to purge you and cleanse you of any darkness or negativity that might be blocking your flow of it. I heard attendance. But again, this inner sense, this is attendance within yourself. If it's blocking your flow of abundance, though. So Spirit, thank you. You have here 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, calling down that crown, into that crown energy. I'm going to have sirens out. You probably guys can't hear it, but there's sirens. Archangel Michael is what he heard. We also have family here. But the rainbow is important as well. To me, this speaks about balance. This speaks about looking at the world within Technicolor as well, and about seeing the blessings that we have and all of the changes. For some of you as well, this is like pride. And there's rainbow again here. This is also forgiveness, because we have the door to personal happiness comes with forgiveness, and they're reminding you this dove, and the dove after, I think, Noah's Ark, right? That brings the peace. So there is anxiety at the bottom of the deck with the goddess of the moon. You may actually get some anxiety. I heard here we have the sacral, and thinking, man, this could be you. This could be someone else around you. You have action, and then under that is Archangel Michael. So I feel like this is, you're going to be needing to balance some things out right now, definitely as well. There could be blocks as well from Spirit. This is where I heard it's like what's blocked. We need to unblock this sacral energy and this connection with Spirit. I think when you're doing this pillar of light, you could even in your mind's eye visualize, where is it coming? Is it stopping anywhere in my body? Am I being called to ask the light to heal me somewhere? This may be for a lot of you growing to really accept the healer within yourself and the intuitive healer that you are, because we all have these abilities. And being reminded and guided to actually share, it's a Dolores Cannon book, so it is based through past life regression, where she's found someone who she believes very strongly lived, that she's found a life as Jesus, and talking about how he was healing. And it was so interesting because it's a different perspective than the Bible, right? But to me, I thought Reiki, I thought energy healing. He was teaching them how to call in that universal energy and universal light, and in its purest form, because he was Jesus Christ. So interesting if you wanted to read up on that. But it was a very interesting book, a very eye-opening book as well. So you could be having a lot of anxiety with the moon. There is a real need for balance, and what I'm hearing is this could be within our life. Again, simplicity and back to basics, living here beyond the illusions of fear, as well as not dwelling in so much on the materialistic, but kind of just focusing on the spiritual, because the less we have to worry about, the less anxiety we're going to have. And this is also, to me, saying call in Archangel Michael. All tied up was underneath that too, and you have woman holding a heart, storm warning, man holding a coin. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and there's a whole lot of, I heard, knots in your stomach, or there's a whole lot of just not sure. Again, this could go down to these illusions of fear, but there is a point where whatever anxiety we have to know that we're safe, we're protected, and we're loved. And Archangel Michael, you ask for him, he shows up, my friends. And I heard as well as that seeing is believing for some of you, but this is also, for some of you, you may have Archangel Michael very, very strongly as a guide, because I can almost see him like projecting you, like you may have very strong telepathy with him. Balancing out our masculine, feminine, and our polarities, our hot, our cold, our fire, our water. There's so much here. There's victory for you. Don't give up hope, whatever it is your situation. But again, listen to your inner sense. So I'm going to ask a little bit of tarot wisdom on what is this situation. So Spirit, can you give us a little bit of insight into what? So we have the Star in reverse. And this fell on the door to personal happiness and healing. And I do think that, or healing and happiness, and I do feel like because there is a block here. Again, for some of us, this could be, what I heard is for some of you, okay, energy healing is way outside the scope of what you may even believe in, right? Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. So I don't remember what I was saying there, but that there is a block to our healing, and obviously, you know, we've seen this where it's like this is root. Actually, too, interesting, I didn't see this. This is root and crown. This is real balance again, balance. And we have this sacral chakra being like, what do we need to do is balance in the joy, balance in the happiness, balance in the things that help us grow is what I heard, but also so that we can nourish and flourish something or help something else grow. So you have the Seven of Wands. I heard like there's been a lot of competition. This could be a job too for some of you. The Three of Wands, you're sick and tired of waiting, and the Page of Wands in here, but I feel like it's like, well, how do I go about it? Because there's so much competition. Do I even stand a chance? And again, I feel like this is where we really are, if we're having those doubts about ourselves, if we're really serious about going towards something, there's a point where whether we stand a chance or not, it's a compulsion. We have to do this. So listen to your inner sense. Call in Archangel Michael, call in Archangel Uriel, and this is Archangel Ariel for some of you. And when I moved this, I flipped out the Death card here. There's a real transformation. For some of you, this is Scorpio. For some of you, watch your back. I heard your co-workers you may have a little anxiety as well, because you could have, again, like whatever this Seven of Wands is, right? There may be somebody, when you put yourself into the race, who, what I heard is bloodthirsty, okay? And this is just, you know what, you don't need to take their shit. Some of you, I heard, go to HR. Fuck you. The bottom is the Four of Swords. There is something that has caused you, again, a lot of unrest, a lot of sleep, a lot of anxiety. And I think that this transformation has to happen so that we can flip the star around, get what we want, and get healing. And I think it's important too, what I heard was with Michael, even Archangel Michael, was that sometimes he protects us for things that just aren't meant for us. You know, I've said this in other readings, and I don't know if I said it here, but years and years ago, after I graduated from university, I was going to go to Japan to teach with a company called Nova. I was going to go teach English. And I think I was originally supposed to go in November, and it didn't happen. And then it got pushed back, and then eventually, like, before I was about to go, we found out that Nova had gone bankrupt. They hadn't been paying the salaries and the rent of their people that they employed, and they could barely even get them home. And I would have been stuck in Japan with no money. I ended up, not long after that, getting a call from a recruiter for a company in Korea, South Korea, and man, I jumped. And it was like way better because that wasn't the case, right? So for sometimes we think that something is, withheld or taken from us, and we're really upset. But the song that's playing in my head is a country song that's like, I thank God for unanswered prayers. If we'd gotten all the prayers, especially in our younger self, right, that we thought we wanted, they wouldn't always have been for us. And there's a lot about what I said is looks can be, what I heard is, or not what I said, but looks can be deceiving. So for some of you as well, as what I heard is with this page could be performance anxiety as well, just a little afraid because you're going to put yourself out there, and you're just a little bit worried that because of all the competition, and because of this could even come down to some self-doubts and stuff like that. You're just a little bit worried on, what if I fuck up? How am I going to say this? So they have flipped this inner sense again, reminding me today, I silence the noise in my mind. I stop listening to my ego and the influence of others. I become aware of what comes from my heart. I listen to my inner voice. I stop doubting myself, and I develop confidence in my inner self. My inner truth is divine truth. For some of you, what I've heard is you may even suffer from some anxiety. There could be, what I heard as well, as some childhood trauma that is attached to feeling worthy. There could be some guilt and some shame attached to abuse dynamics and speaking up for yourself. And what happens when you speak up for yourself? What were the punishments? What happened? Were you belittled for having that opinion? Did you get your ass kicked for speaking up? There's some things that, and if I trigger you, I completely apologize. It's what's coming out. And if I do trigger you, this is a place of fucking healing. Okay? It's right down into that nitty gritty, into the ouchy spots, right? But I'm wanting to cry for you. I'm wanting to cry because I'm experiencing this energy as well. So I feel like this energy of guilt and shame for you being you, or for anything you've ever done, okay? We really need to come here with self-love and forgiveness, because I feel like some of you, this is an internal struggle. This shit may be perceived, we feel like everyone's against us, or, just a second, okay, I'm back. So,
are you done here recording?
Not yet, honey.
Okay.
No, out please.
Okay.
Okay, I think they just want to be on camera, I swear. Anyway, if this is fighting within you, my friends, don't lose hope. You are absolutely worthy. You are absolutely loved. And for some of you, and I really hope this doesn't resonate, but if you do feel like, this world would be a better place without you, please talk to someone. Call, there's suicide helplines if you don't have anyone to talk to. And what I heard about that too, okay, is just because we feel suicidal doesn't mean that we're going to do it, right? And just because we feel these things doesn't mean we want to. For some of you, it's going to be hard because you know that you can't talk to certain family members because they're the kind of people that they would just guilt and shame you for feeling this fucking shitty. I'm sorry that I'm getting angry, because that kind of toxicity, this fucking Reaper thing, cut ties. If someone around you is still abusing you, or if you're catching yourself reacting a lot from trauma, you've got a lot of trauma responses, you're high aggression, you're high alert, and you're I want to say kind of almost taking everything personally, but the thing about that is that this is a place of wounding, and this is somewhere on how we're feeling about ourselves. So I'm going to grab some more because I keep picking up on like a very specific situation. And if this is your situation, I'm not sure. And again, we have here the Page of Pentacles. To me, this is a start, a reach out. Put that foot in the door, right? This is one foot in the door. For some of you, this is one foot in the door to trusting yourself. For some of you, this is to get some help so that you can trust yourself, because somebody or a group of people who have gaslit you, and this could be your entire life for some of you, and for some of you, you still see these people, and how can you heal? Now, there is more, because it's not saying that you always have to have cut ties with people to heal, but I do feel like there's a lot of internal struggle within you, if this part's resonated, where, you know, it's still that voices of everyone else, and we gotta say, why did they do that, right? What fucking gain did it have? And really get down to the sense of, you know, all of those things, everything they said to me, that's not a reflection of me. That's a reflection of them and how they feel about themselves. And eventually, the more you encounter this behavior, and the more you're around that, when you start to detach and realize that has nothing to do with me, you can really start to unpack some of this stuff and find your self-worth and your self-love again. So we have the Knight of Swords here. This to me is communication. It could be incoming communication, but they show me that this sword is sharp, my dears. I don't know if this is your sword of protection, that you're armored with this as well to have this conversation. For some of you, I feel like, though, if you were to confront one of these, I'm going to call it an abuser. If you were to confront this person, they may gaslight you again and tell you, well, oh, for heaven's sakes, that's just silly, right? Some shit like that. That really, for everything I just said and all you made me feel, that's the put down. But then if you start thinking about, are they the same put downs all the time? That we've got Judgment here. You've got the World in reverse with the Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're about to make a pretty strong judgment call once you start to trust yourself and move past this. And I do also feel that this could be somebody stirring the fucking pot, trying to create competition, because they like drama, they like anxiety, and they're one dark motherfucker. Because you see over there, they're watching, this person's mourning, but you really have to wonder, what is, I heard the Angel of Death here, but what is this Angel of Death or Grim Reaper, or what is this person thinking? There is two sides of this situation to me. The horse here, speaking of loyalty and trust and beauty. And for some of you, I do feel like you've been betrayed in the past. I do feel like as well, for some of you, this is just what I'm hearing. So again, if it's not yours, disregard it. But you may have trouble in relationship. You may have trouble, what I heard is being faithful or picking one, right? Or this even could be long-term commitments. Because this healing that needs to happen, it could be holding back some really great, like a windfall of things for you, but we can't heal it unless we acknowledge it. And I heard early on in the reading alcohol, but I didn't want to say it. And for some of you, if it is a struggle, like we're trying to numb our pain, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be overthinking, it could be video games, it could be staring into our phone, it could be eating, it could be just not being here. There could be a lot of different ways that it manifests. But the Knight of Pentacles is here in the reverse, and I feel like it's like Spirit saying, you know what, I don't think any large moves should be made until we start trusting ourselves and loving ourselves, because no matter where we want to offer something, we want to come with this full, whole heart. So I don't, I'm going to use one last message from the Mermaid Oracle, is contemplation. And Spirit's asking me to read you from the book on contemplation. I opened up to gratitude. And we have, the bottom of the deck is gratitude. You can't make that shit up, right? Develop an attitude of gratitude and watch the world around you change for the better. Is your cup half empty or half full? It says, once you focus on your blessings and attract more, counting them becomes totally easy and you'll become even more grateful. As well as contemplation here. Contemplate your current situation to allow your thoughts and feelings to flow. Use your mind in conjunction with your heart and think things through before making decisions. Let them know. So perhaps someone close to you is contemplating their future. Let them know the importance of staying in a positive state of mind when going through this process, as what we can project can come into being. So it is wise to be mindful of this as you contemplate and play with the possibilities. Because, my friends, you're magic. So when we focus our energy on negative, well, you're creating it. When we focus on positive, it's going to come. So this is, for some of you, really focusing on a gratitude list. For many of you that I heard, if you resonated with, sometimes you don't want to be here. Sometimes you feel like, that S word is an option. Why don't you write out a list of really good attributes of you? And maybe, in the state you're in, it's not really good. Put it on a whiteboard. But as you get a little bit better each day, you like something more about yourself, start writing it down. You are loved. I heard some of you, you've been betrayed by people you love, and it's been the people we love that's hurt us the most. So we want to block that heart. I saw Bumblebee from the movie Bumblebee when he right away, and that's almost like, but it's on the heart. We really, it's up, it's not like it's easy to let that stuff go either. But many of you, what I heard is, even though it's not here, you do have women holding the heart. This could be, you're wanting to make an offer to a person, but you're afraid you're just going to fuck it up. And what I heard is because if you're not in the right state, then you need to be really honest with them as well. Like, hey, this is the truth of what's happening. So, to bring me back to judgment, some of you may want to broadcast the information. I don't know what that means to all of you, but I just keep seeing it loud and proud, because it's kind of like, I heard it's like, all of the recordings with the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, nobody believed it. Well, for some of you, you may have recordings of the abuse. There may be something, for some of you as well, I heard with judgment, you may be going to court. There could be that you've been saving a lot right now, and this could cause a lot of anxiety as well. But one last message, please, Spirit. Through this judgment, clarify before we let everyone go. So, I threw half the deck, but you have the Page of Cups, relationship, of course, Four of Wands. So, Ace of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. I love that this fucking turned around. And I'm glad I grabbed them. Got the Queen of Swords in the reverse because you still have to work on some thinking, right? The anxiety still here. But this Four of Wands, this Queen of Pentacles, it's like once we work on this, oh my God, the possibilities are endless. The fruitfulness, the joy in your world. This is celebration. This is marriage. This is potentially, once we can weed through the stuff that's taught us how not to love ourselves and how to keep a wall between us and what true love is, we can start moving forward. And I do feel like this time, it glitters and it's gold. And there's diamonds, I think. You just have to have the courage to walk through. So for some of you, it's saving up your money, putting it away. you know, and just kind of, I heard penny pinching a little bit, and he's got some big coin. Saving up towards something, okay? That's the reading I have. I love you all. You are all so worthy. And my friends, what I heard is to be the light in the dark. If you know someone in your world who's struggling, be light. All it takes is a, hey, how's it going? Or, hey, I baked you some fucking cookies. All right, I love you all. Mwah. Talk to you later.